This is news to me. Anyways, all right.
All right, Nick. So we are now recording, and you are talking, but we can't see you. So
Yes.
I'm assuming there's a reason for this.
Yeah. Whoa.
What?
I did it.
You did it.
Wow.
Just another victim to boredom.
Why? What else am I gonna do?
I don't know. You're right. You're absolutely right. I thought
Are you getting ready to cut your bangs, Lucy?
Well, look how long they are. Like, I have to. At this point, I have to.
Yeah.
See, just shave it off. That's the only way.
honestly.
Yeah, mine are pinned back here. This will
I
be
don't have any.
gonna really grow them out this time.
I don't really have bangs either. It would look silly.
Mine are now non-existent.
Yeah, Nick's
That's
are
so
pinned
exciting.
right back.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels so nice. It
Yeah.
feels
Feel lighter?
honestly, yeah, way lighter. It's
Are
not. It's not. I've wanted to do it for a while. Honestly, the time just felt so right.
It looks fantastic, man.
Yeah. Are you cold?
No, This house is so hot. Honestly, it was to stop me from just sweating like 24/7. Frankly, that was also a factor.
Amazing. That was worth it. That was worth the surprise. Yeah.
Nobody was as shocked as I wanted them to be, but nobody
Kinda-
ran out of the room. That's
Can I be honest, Nick? I thought this
No.
was going to be related to you photoshopping your face onto a
Oh.
basketball player. And so I
okay.
was just like, haven't processed it.
Also, you've been wearing a hat the last few times.
That's because I
Yeah.
also haven't made my hair in a month. I haven't done it in a month, so why would I bother
Yeah.
keeping it?
Well, congratulations. I think I think everyone should now take a leaf out of Nick's isolation
You're
manual
next.
and do something stupid. I don't
You're
mean
next.
that. I don't mean that. You look great. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming back. This is episode 4-ish, I think. So how are we all doing?
Good.
Yeah, just
I
to
finally
sort of
started doing schoolwork this week.
finally. Okay.
After 2 weeks of kind of pretending it didn't exist and then realizing that I made a huge mistake.
So the reason that I sent you all a text a few days ago asking you about art because I was watching Art School Confidential. But just before I go into all of that, is anyone seen anything particularly breathtaking? I should start every vodcast like that is life-changing, a piece of art.
I started watching Chernobyl.
Oh, that's just a short one-season series. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like a mini series.
Okay, and it's got music by Hildur Guðnadóttir,
It does.
who's an Icelandic composer who she did the soundtrack to Joker. Is that right? I think she won
Yeah.
an Oscar for it. But she also had an unbelievable album out called Saman, which is on one of my favorite music labels called Touch Music, which does a lot of kind of found sound, field recording kind of stuff. So Chris Watson, who does a lot of archive and field recording for stuff, BBC documentaries on the radio, has a few albums out on there. Who else? Christian Fenez is an amazing composer as well. So people like that all kind of feature on that label, and Hildur Guðnadóttir is part of that before this kind of foray into film and TV soundtracks.
Well, I believe also she was the protege of Johan Johansson.
I believe that to be correct also. So yeah, amazing. So how is it? Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's probably like not the best thing to watch right now because it's really depressing and horrifying and like absolutely heart-wrenching and destroying. But it's very well done.
Before I know Talicia has watched a film, and I deliberately didn't ask you what it was and didn't allow you to tell me because I wanted you to tell me now. So what film did you watch?
It's not anything new. I watched Escape from New York the other day.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh. Shit.
Like for the
This where
first
we
time?
just yeah. I apparently have never seen it before.
Okay. Well,
I've
there you
seen
go.
Other ones of like
Yeah.
You're the Duke of New York, #1.
What a time to watch it too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
picked a great time to watch it, and also isn't that your favorite film, Nick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably my most watched, probably up there as my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do remember liking it a lot, but I have to admit that I remember Escape from LA way more because of how insane it is.
It's like
Yes.
in a way more memorable, but because it's
it's
worse. But
because it's so it's just one of those movies that's so bad that it circles around to good again.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely achieves that. I would say.
All right.
Yeah, it's got some. You
Like
can't
the
watch it
surfing,
as
he's like surfing behind his car or something. Like
Yeah.
there's
the basketball game of death.
yeah.
I remember I watched them in the wrong order, so I watched Escape from LA first, and then realised that it was part of a much, well, it was a sequel to a much more celebrated film, and at the time, I couldn't understand because I was just sort of getting into cinema. I didn't really have an appreciation for films of the 80s that kind of paved the way for a lot of action thrillers and things like that to come that had kind of deep analogies attached to them. So it kind of went over my head a little bit. And then, after repeated viewing, I realised that it's everything to do with it. The fantastic score, which is it's also Carpenter, isn't it? The score.
Who scored it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of because I get confused with that and The Thing, which has a score
Yeah.
by Ennio Morricone, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Which actually also just got re-released on vinyl. It got a special
the
score for The Thing. Yeah, it's to go and check that out. It is like the most beautiful looking thing that no one should be spending any money on right now, but it's very pretty. So Escape from New York. That was a good choice. Nice.
What did you think of it, Talicia?
I like it.
Is it the best movie of all time?
It's a bit of a loaded question, Nick.
Yes.
I don't know
Good
if
answer.
I would go that far, Nick.
That's fair.
But I mean, it was good. I also really enjoy the outrageousness of having chandeliers on the front of a car like that.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like, honestly, why aren't we all doing that?
That's an excellent question, Talisha. Why aren't we all doing that? All right. Escape from New York. Fantastic. Lucy.
Well, there was a couple things that I watched, but this is like becoming a theme for me. I watched something with young Orson Welles, and it's on Netflix. It's The Stranger, and so it starts out, and you're like, "Well, very handsome. Tell me more." And then it turns out that not only is he a secret Nazi, they kind of imply that he like invented genocide, and so you're like, "Oh, now I'm the bad guy here." You can't take back, yeah.
Wow.
I guess I have a type, and it's Orson Welles being a creep.
Yeah. Well,
But, yeah.
that's. I'm sorry about that.
It's one of the pieces of self-knowledge that's coming from this difficult time, and we just got to deal with it.
Yeah, but it's good that you're confronting it now in the sort of privacy of your own home and not out there meeting actual genocidal maniacs, isn't it?
Like, it's a huge something to think about before I interact with human males in the world again.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
important.
Exactly. Maybe give you a few things to look for on Tinder or whatever.
Girls love bad boys. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Hundreds
Likes walks on the beach, genocide. Heather.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of movies this week. I finally saw Tangerine, which I had a
For the first time.
DVD copy. Yeah, I know. And I've watched The Florida Project so many times, and I don't know why I just hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, but I had it out from the library, and I was talking to a friend about working on a project that would be shot on a cell phone, and I think we're probably going to see a lot of stuff like that in the next year. Basically, traditional filmmaking is not an option for people right now.
No.
For the most part. But yeah, I feel like it's been talked about a lot on our podcast, so it was great. I think the thing that I find the most remarkable about Sean Baker is his ability to bring out performances from people who have no experience acting on camera. So I don't know if the ability is in identifying that person, like seeing a person off camera and going, this person will know how to carry a scene on camera, because so many people just don't have that ability.
Yeah.
Or whether it's something to do with how he directs people and how he makes them feel comfortable on camera. But it's, when you're setting out to make a film with non-actors or emerging actors, then there's so much room for it to go really wrong and feel really amateur. So
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I think it's being able to. He's obviously a very relatable person because it's very. I would imagine it'd be very difficult to kind of extract those kinds of performances out of people like the cast of Tangerine or the Florida Project, where there was, I think, the lead, the mother in the film, wasn't she an Instagram star or something?
Yeah, exactly.
And then getting a performance like that out of Brooklyn Prince,
all the kids.
like they're just unbelievable. And there's I can't imagine having to direct or how you would even approach directing children and getting like a really kind of emotionally strong performance out of them, because how do you describe that in a way that is, you know, easy to understand? It's you're sort of dealing with abstracts already. So I think it's
when I watched the DVD
you know,
of that, they had a special features where they showed him directing some of the key scenes with the child actors, and it's really cool seeing him like kind of like get to their level and just like, hey, don't worry about the lines, but like, you know, and he's kind of like directing them just like in really little chunks.
Mm-hmm.
So just like, okay, now just say this, okay, like now look like it's really good, and he really, I don't know, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen childhood, I think, so accurately portrayed on film as in that movie, and the fact that it is shot on film, and so, you know, time is of the essence. You can't just like let the camera roll and hope you get good material, because it does feel like the kids are just being themselves a lot of the time. I had another movie I wanted to talk about.
Go for it.
I don't want to cut anyone off.
No, go for it.
So I also watched a movie last night on MUBI, MUBI, which is kind of my go-to right now.
Yep.
And it's this movie from 1934 called Our Daily Bread, directed by King Vidor.
Uh-huh.
I think that's how you say his name. So he was kind of like a big director at that time. And it's pretty cool because it's set in the Great Depression, and it's about this couple who are living in this city, and the husband has lost work and they can't pay rent anymore, and they end up the wife's uncle offers them a piece of land, and it's just like, you can go try to make this work, like grow some food on it, and then they end up starting a socialist commune on the property. and like none of the, like, basically they're looking for people with different skills, and all of these people are out of work, and so they all come together and pool their resources. So it was a really radical movie for the time, and it really, like, there's parts of it, like the whole dramatic scene at the end is them, like, their crop is failing because it's a drought, and they decide to create this like irrigation canal, and so it's like all these people just digging this ditch, and it looks like a Soviet film in a lot of ways, the way it's shot. And I had been planning on watching it, and then I got my new issue of Film Comment, and there was a whole article on King Vidor, and he's not, what's interesting about it is that he's not like, you wouldn't think of him as like a leftist filmmaker. He also did the film adaptation of The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a weird guy to pin down, but I watched it last night. It's 74 minutes, so it's like a really easy watch. And I'm finding that maybe, Lucy, you're feeling the same way, is people, and we've talked about this in the past, people are looking for comforting things right now, and watching old black and white movies is really comforting for me. Like, I do not understand watching, like, marathoning this Tiger King show, which seems to be how a lot of people are. I just have no desire to sit and watch that, but there's something really comforting about watching like really old movies. I don't know, they're a little bit safer.
I can appreciate some of the mindlessness of watching something like that, where it's like you just can kind of shut off, and it's just, I think people, I mean, I'm not going to speak, I haven't seen it, but people seem to like it just because the characters are so quirky that I don't know that they're actually kind of thinking about it a lot. It's just sort of and there's no judgment there. It's just that for whatever reason, that's not how I because I think when you're watching something, it's like, well, what kind of headspace am I in right now, and what do I need emotionally right now? I'll tell you something I do really want to watch that I haven't yet, but the plan is in motion. I really want to rewatch the Koyaanisqatsi trilogy.
Yes.
The Godfrey Reggio films.
Those are fantastic,
I've been thinking about them a lot, and I'm just like, I can't wait to go back and watch them.
Sorry, I was just checking on my recorder. No, we forgot to mention Baraka